Alright, Shalom. This is the brother Gamal Yala out of Great Millstone, Atlanta, giving all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWSAHI. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to our Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. Alright, so this is going to be a quick lesson, alright, and it's going to be centered around really just so-called white men destroying the earth. Alright, and I got a couple articles that I found. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it out and bring out some precepts. Alright, so this is an article on Blacklisted News. It says conspiracy theory, now conspiracy fact. Alright, and real quick, you know, a lot of these conspiracy theories anyway, they are conspiracy facts. Alright, what happens is the masses, they don't believe in these conspiracy theories, or there's a negative connotation on that word conspiracy theory as if it's bugged out, but a lot of it is facts anyway when you know, go into the research. Alright, but it says as Congress holds hearings on weather manipulation. Alright, and I'll just read it. It says geoengineering is finally going mainstream as the U.S. House Subcommittee on Environment and Subcommittee on Energy hearing on Wednesday held the first House hearing about the science that until now has been generally considered a conspiracy theory. Alright, and relegated to the fringes of society by the Praetorian Guard mainstream media. Alright, controlled by the ruling power elite. Alright, so as you see, the elites, they want to keep this stuff secret. Alright, but you know, so you won't see this, and you won't see this in your regular news and your mainstream media, right? Because you know, that's the devil. That's how the devil works. Alright, he you know, he manipulates the earth, or he fucks up the earth. Alright, and then you know, he's not gonna tell you he's doing it. Alright, but this is what's going on. Alright, all these I'll just keep reading. It says the controversial subject of climate engineering or weather modification, which was popularized and oversimplified with the term chemtrails, is stepping from the shadows and into the light of public scrutiny for the first time. Alright, let's see. I'm going to skip down. Let me see something. Interestingly, chemtrails have long been the talk of conspiracy theories, with massive amounts of disinformation being posted all over the internet, including fake studies and photos. Alright. However, several real studies show that some seeding or geoengineering may have already taken place, indicating that secret projects to test the science have likely already taken place. Alright. It says the widespread, intentional, and increasingly frequent chemical emplacement in the troposphere has gone unidentified and unremarked in scientific literature for years. Alright, let's see. It says the author presents evidence that toxic coal combustion fly ash is the most likely aerosolized particles sprayed by tanker jets for geoengineering, weather modification, and climate modification purposes. So this man is the devil, man. I'm talking about the so-called white man. All right, he is you know, destroying the weather. All right, he's destroying you know, everything really. All right, he's destroying the air. You can't even breathe. All right, you can't even breathe fresh air. Alright, they're selling these they're selling this fresh air in a bottle. Alright, because everything is polluted. The whole earth is polluted, you know. Alright. The term geoengineering describes the array of technologies that aim through large scale and deliberate modifications of Earth's energy balance to reduce temperatures. And that's why you got these, which of course it comes from the Lord YAHWSAHI, but that's why you have all these these hurricanes, all right, and these big storms, all right, they're said to have been engineered, all right, you know. But it says deliberate modifications of Earth's energy balance to reduce temperatures and counteract anthropogenic climate change. All right, and it's easy to see it's very easy to see that the climate is all fucked up. Everything is out of whack. Okay, here it is. Today is November 10th, Friday, November 10th. And it's only about, I mean, it's supposed to be cold right now. Let me see. It's 62 degrees right now. Alright, so, it's supposed to be a lot. And then here it is next week. I'm looking at the weather. Next week, which will be let me see, the 18th. Which is middle November. It's going to be 68, 65, 67. Alright, so as you see, man, alright, this whole earth is out of whack, man. It's out of balance. Alright. It says modifications of Earth's energy balance. Alright. To reduce temperatures. Alright. So that's what they're doing. Alright, they're manipulating the technology. I mean, they're manipulating the weather. Alright, they're manipulating the the air. Alright, because what it is they want to basically to fuck up everyone, the common citizen, the masses. Right? They want to mess up the masses. Alright, so that's why they pump these harsh chemicals into the air. That's why they do these things. Alright, so that you can be sick, alright, and not be able to think, and less oxygen goes to your brain, Alright, so let's see. Get a preset. Actually, I'll just get this real quick. Alright, bear with me 1 second, select it. Alright, Job 9:24. It's a classic precept. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Alright, the earth is basically given into the hand of the wicked, and the wicked is the so-called white man. Alright. He's in rulership, alright? He is responsible for all these things that are happening to the earth. He's responsible for this weather modification. He's responsible for everything being out of whack. Alright? He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Which, he covered up the faces of, YAHAWSAHI. Alright? And he put a white image up, which is Jesus. Alright? He covered up all the prominent Israelite icons. Alright, he covered up. Alright. So this is the so-called white man. Alright, he's responsible for all these things happening. Alright. Let me see if there's anything else in this article. Geoengineering is a matter for all society worldwide as it affects us all. Alright. There is no longer a debate that geoengineering is real and that it can involve the injecting or spraying of materials into the atmosphere. Alright. While this technology has been slowly developed and deployed in the dark, and that's how Esau gets down. Alright, he does everything in the dark. Alright, it is clearly being allowed to be brought into the light of the mainstream now to condition the public for technology's operationalism. Alright. Let's see. And this, the average citizen, they don't know anything about this. Alright. Alright, so here's my next article. Alright, and this is on the same topic. All right, it's blacklisted news. Monsanto in court again as powerful new herbicide accidentally kills 3.6 million acres of crops. This man's the devil. Monsanto, as we know, is the corporate food giant. All right, that is responsible for the GMOs. All right, in America. All right, it's a major company. All right, and they're responsible for the GMOs. All right, it says Monsanto thought they had developed an amazing new scheme to corner the Midwest farming market when they developed new genetically engineered seeds that were resistant to their new herbicide called dicamba. All right, the resistance of Monsanto's new magical seed crops to dicamba meant that the herbicide could be sprayed liberally by farmers to eradicate weeds and boost yields. All right, so that's what they do. They make these seeds that are basically immune to these herbicides. All right, and you know, they try to get rid of the weeds. All right, but in the meantime, they're destroying. Well, yeah. In the meantime, you get those herbicides. All right, that cling on to the actual crop. All right, and that goes into your body. All right. It says a small problem emerged when spray drifts from those liberal herbicide applications began to wipe out the crops of neighboring farmers who didn't plant Monsanto's dicamba-resistant seeds. So, as you see, all right. So Monsanto might have one farm or plot of land, all right, but by them doing this, they're also affecting other farmers, other neighboring farms, all right, that aren't spraying this chemical, all right, because that chemical spreads, all right. It's toxic, man. They're basically putting toxic chemicals into your food, all right. Let's see. And that's the devil, because you got some farmers. I mean, you got a few farmers, very few farmers out here that are actually making organic, or they're not putting all that bullshit. All right, but you got Monsanto here, and they're basically ruining all the good crops. All the so-called good crops. All right, Monsanto's new version of the herbicide dicamba is part of a more than $1 billion investment. This is what Esau is investing in to basically kill you. That pairs it with new genetically engineered seeds that are resistant to the spray. But some farmers say their non-resistant crops suffered after neighbors' dicamba drifted onto their land. All right. Arkansas has been flashpoint of the dispute. About 900,000 acres of crops were reported damaged there, more than any other state. Look at this. Farmers in 25 states have claimed damage to their fields due to neighbors spraying the herbicide dicamba. Look at this. See that? This man's the devil. Alright. The EPA has reported that farmers in 25 states submitted more than 2,700 claims to state agricultural agencies that neighbors' dicamba spraying shriveled 3.6 million acres of soybeans. The herbicide is also blamed for damaging other crops, such as cantaloupe and pumpkins. Alright. So, I mean, as you see, Monsanto is basically a monopoly giant. Alright, you get these big companies that basically monopolize the industry, the food industry. Alright, and Monsanto is one of them. Alright, I think it was Actually, I think that statistic is in my next video, which I'm gonna go into. Let me get a preset real quick. Let me see. Slack it, bear with me one moment. Alright. This is actually, I'll just get this real quick and then I'll grab that. This is Genesis 1:29. Alright. Alright, and the power said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. So the Most High gave us, these crops and these seeds, all right, and these herbs, all right, for food, all right, for us to eat, for us to live and get nutrition, all right, and to give us life. But here you have the devil. They're genetically modifying and fucking up these seeds. All right, and they're messing up. They're basically killing us. All right, here it is. The Most High gave us every herb bearing seed. All right, and you got the devil that's basically fucking everything up. All right, got another precept. It's Isaiah 24 and 25. 24 and 5. So like the earth. Let's see. Okay. The earth mourneth. I'll start at 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, and the world languisheth and fadeth away, and hardy people of the earth do languish. And that's the so-called white man. All right. The earth is mourning right now, man. The earth is mourning. Okay. Because the earth is actually an organism itself. Alright, and it's mourning, it's being destroyed. You got the oceans being destroyed, you got the air being destroyed by chemicals. Alright, you got these these farms, these crops, the land being destroyed. Everything is finished, man. And then it says the hardy people of the earth do languish. Alright. The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. The earth is defiled under the inhabitants, man. All right, who is in control of the earth? All right, we brought that on Job 9:24. The so-called white man is in control of the earth. All right, he has authority up over the earth right now, and it says the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. So it's defiled, man. All right, everything is defiled, because they have transgressed the laws. All right, and they don't keep the land Sabbath. All right, they don't have any order. They don't follow laws. The so-called white man is a lawless people. All right, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Okay. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Alright. So, hey man, the earth is mourning, man. Got one more thing. I'm gonna close up. Alright. So this is watch this. 15 jobs that will disappear in the next 20 years due to AI, which is artificial intelligence. Alright, and Esau and his technology, alright, is basically going to put everyone out of jobs. This is, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and go through it. It's kind of a long video, 17 minutes long, so I'll probably just skip through it.
15 15 jobs that will disappear in the next 20.
And just side note, we know that this place isn't gonna go on another 20 years, Lord willing, but we can see that the trend, the way that things are moving is more than likely gonna be destroyed very, very quickly. All right, very, very soon. All right, but this is this Esau, the devil. He believes that 20 years from now, this world is still gonna be going on. But just look at this. Watch.
Years. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billion plan for your future as the environment is changing. In this video, we'll go through just some of the jobs that will radically change in the upcoming decade and the years that follow. If you're currently working in either of these industries, it might be a smart call to look for alternatives. Don't say we didn't warn you. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow our vehicle. You're gonna be out of a job soon. Taxi drivers, bus drivers, truck drivers, Uber drivers, and delivery drivers are all on the verge of complete automation. In the U.S. alone, there are 15.5 million trucks and 2 million tractor-trailers on the road, with the trucking industry employing 14 million people, out of which 10 million are drivers. These are the people who are going to be pushed out first, because a self-driving truck doesn't need to stop for rest, is attentive to the road 24/7.
The technology is going to take over, man. Alright? And with the chip as well. Alright? So drivers, now watch this. Now, what did we just talk about?
We'll see. Number 2, farmers.
We just talked about this. The farmers. Farming. Watch.
Was huge when it came to employment numbers back in the day. This has changed dramatically, though. You might still see farming as human labor intensive in the underdeveloped parts of the world. But on a macro level, this has already been automated, with very few specially trained individuals that operate heavy machinery from the comforts of the office via wireless connections. Back in the day, you needed to physically measure your plot of land, needed human labor to weed it out, and another set of people to harvest and transport the end product to where it's needed. Now we measure things with drones or satellite imagery. The soil is already treated against weeds, or the seeds are weed resistant to begin with.
See? The seeds are weed resistant. See that?
Harvesting and planting can be done in a small fraction of the time it used to, thanks to specialized hardware, and the trucks carrying out will be self-driving really soon. Bearing the title of farmer in the near future will be as highly ranked as banker or hedge fund manager, since there'll only be a handful of people having the oligopoly when it comes to what you eat. If this sounds ridiculous to you, that only a few people will be in charge of our food, you're already too late to the table.
Listen.
Today, only 10 companies control almost every large food and beverage brand in the world. Anything you eat probably comes from one of them. These companies: Nestle, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Unilever, Danone, General Mills, Kellogg's, Mars, Associated British Foods, and Mondelez. Welcome to the future, Aluxers.
These are the companies that own majority of your food, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's. I'm pretty sure with those 9 or 10 companies that she just named, I'm pretty sure there's a company on top of that owns all of those. that's how the devil works, man.
Printers and publishers. The newspaper is dead. Traditional media is suffering as the internet is eating up everything. You no longer need to get your news from the papers. You get them via Twitter.
Publishers, you're not gonna need no more paper. I was actually just talking about that with the Akim. In school, it's not gonna be no more pen and paper, man. That's gonna be done away with.
Live streams as they're happening to the paywall for cashiers. America alone has 8 million people working as.
We've already seen that. These self-checkouts. All right, and these certain fast food restaurants. All right, they got the little automatic thing. All right, certain restaurants they got the little. You just go pick out your order or whatever. Cashier is done.
Cashiers and in-store salespeople. These people are going to be
Look, they got Amazon Go. See?
So the AI cashiers can go 24/7 without bringing the drama of their personal lives into the workplace. In factories, handcrafting the machines that would make our lives easier. In the process, and with the advancement in technology, these same people were put in charge of building machines that build other machines that would eliminate the need for humans. A fun thing to do is to compare the way cars were built less than 100 years ago in the factories of Volkswagen and how they're built today. Back then, multiple humans were working in tandem to put together the end product, while today you're watching simple software at work. We heard this great quote a while back that stuck with us, and it goes like this. The factory of the future will only have one human and one dog. The human will be there to feed the dog, and the dog will be there to keep the human from touching the machines. Number 7. Dispatchers. I know you're probably thinking of the days when someone had to manually connect you to a different line in order to talk to someone, but an astonishingly high number of people are still. Number 8. Waiting tables and bartending.
Waiting tables and bartending. And I saw this this video. They got this they got this robot bartender. You know.
Okay, not all of them will be gone, but the bulk surely have one foot out the door already. Of course, there's a need for social interaction, but that's not always the case.
If you go in this restaurant, Chili's or certain restaurants, they already got the little iPad and shit where you can order from the little tablet. You can order your food from the tablet, and you can also check out from the tablet. You could just pay and get your ticket from the tablet.
Sometimes you just want to sit down, have the food arrive at your table as soon as possible, enjoy a particular mix of alcoholic beverages, and then leave. All of which can be successfully replaced by a cash. To be honest, we don't go to the bank anymore.
Bank tellers, in which they're already doing. A lot of this they're already really doing. Alright.
Or very rarely to innovation. It is the first one to embrace
pilots and soldiers
and deploy it. If back in the day wars were decided based on who had the largest number of troops, today it's a technology play. You no longer see people holding bayonets and riding horses into battle because that would be inefficient. Drones can hit a target more accurately than any human could without endangering the life of the pilot who's sitting comfortably in a chair on the other side of the world.
See that?
There is still a need for human soldiers.
That's not warfare, man. That's not fucking warfare, man. You see that? What did she just say? Listen to this, what she just said. That's not, Esau is a fucking pussy, man.
During the life of the pilot who's sitting comfortably in a chair on the other side of the world.
Who's sitting comfortably in a chair on the other side of the world.
There is still a need for human soldiers, but not as we know them. These are the special ops, the best of the best who are deployed only when there's no other technology at play. Number 11. Fast food workers. Yep. Remember when people were asking for $15 an hour to work at McDonald's? That's when automation kicks in. Tests. The government might things you like. Click on, share, or engage. 0.3 million registered
accountants and tax preparers
and auditors, and investors. Welcome to the world of to make things happen.
Construction workers. Ain't that a fucking bitch, man? Construction workers, you know? Hey, everyone is gonna be out of a job. What is gonna be the purpose? And that just goes to show you that they want to enslave humankind, man. Because what is a human gonna be worth in that day? You're not gonna be worth shit. Everything is gonna be automated. Everything is gonna be, you know, it's basically technology, artificial intelligence. You know, construction workers.
A lot like what we've been saying.
They already got these 3D printing. They could 3D print whole buildings. All right.
Although the numbers are not clear, there are at least 200 million people working in construction around the world, and with developing countries wanting to expand, you'd expect the number to be on the rise. Well, it isn't, and that's because technology is getting more and more efficient and affordable. Developers now need more machines and a slightly more specialized workforce to use said machines to build. As technology progresses, we can see that construction workers will follow the same path as those who used to work in the farming industry in the past. Unless you're the owner of the enterprise, or one of the specialized employees who are further down the line of automation, the future doesn't seem like a welcoming place for you. That's why we wanted to make this video for you. We know most of you are young, but making a bet on these industries is really expensive, and as most... Number 16, movie stars. We want to know what your take on this is by these changes, so make sure you bring... We know most of you are...
It's number 16.
Most humans, their lives have ups and downs. When you're investing a couple $100 million in a production, or even more, you wouldn't want that project to be influenced by a particular individual. More and more blockbusters are animations, because those characters do not age, do not complain, and can be easily monetized. What about big movies? Let's take any Iron Man movie. Robert Downey Jr. is less on screen than his CGI counterpart. Soon enough, actors will sell a 3D rendering of their persona to big tech companies, and there'll be no need for them to show up on set. They will just generate them in the scene. Mind-blowing, right?
See that? I see that? So, it's not going to be... all the jobs are going to be done, man. This is the devil, man. This is the future. If it were to go on. That's why it can't go on. The Lord has to put a stop to this shit, man. The Lord has to put a stop to this shit. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Alright, so it's going to be people mourning, man. Alright, it's people mourning now, man. The people are mourning, man. The earth is mourning. Everything is just finished, man. The air, the water, the land, alright, the jobs, no more jobs. You're not gonna need any more human labor. Alright. Okay? Everything as you know it will be done away with. And that's the direction that this devil's trying to go into, is where you are just a slave. There's no more need for you anymore. You're obsolete. If you go and look at that if you go and look at the Twilight Zone, the obsolete man, right? Go look at that episode, the obsolete man. Alright. Basically that's what this is. They wanna make humans obsolete. Alright, you're basically useless. Right? Alright. So with that, I think that's pretty much it. With that, I want to give all praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWSAHI, and Shalom.